Back again. Now, as you know, my name is ConikiTV, and if you don't, well, now you do. Okay, our website is www.ConikiTV.com. So if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to go to our website because there's so much more information there. Okay, if you look at my workouts, you'll see, me jumping around or lifting weights or doing something, but there's a purpose behind all of that. Okay, now what I want to talk to you about today is how to lift weights exactly, like how much weight, how fast you should move it, why, and all that sort of stuff. Now it's very simple, you probably haven't heard this before, but I'm going to tell you now. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, I'm just going to sort of introduce it to you, and in time, of course, there'll be other videos, etc., maybe other articles, which I will write, which will hopefully educate you. Now just bear this in mind, okay? The purpose of lifting a weight is to fatigue a muscle, that's it. If you fatigue a muscle and it gets overtired, the body sort of gets anxious and tries to do whatever it can to help you lift that weight. And it overworks that muscle to the point that it actually damages it. And that's what you want, but it's only a little type of damage, not too much. Now what happens when you go to sleep at night, growth hormone is released and your body repairs that damage. So if, for example, if you're doing an arm curl and you hurt the bicep muscle, that muscle will now be repaired a little bit stronger than what it was before. Okay? Now it might take 4 days to actually do that. That's why you can feel muscle soreness for quite some time. But assuming it has been repaired, that muscle will now be physically stronger than what it was before. Now, what do we mean by strength? Well, there's a whole lot of meanings. So without getting into all the details and confusing you, just understand this. If you're trying to build a big muscle, in other words, you want that muscle to get larger, right? What you want to do is you want to pick a weight that enables you to move that weight through a range. So for example, let's look at the example of an arm curl. So you've got a dumbbell in your hand and you're lifting it up and down. Now you don't want that set to exceed 70 seconds. In other words, that set must be completed within 70 seconds. Now, if you want a muscle to grow, it has to fatigue totally, I mean totally, within 70 seconds and within a rep range of between 9 and 12. So what does that mean? If I take 70 seconds and I divide it by 12, it tells me I need just under 6 seconds a rep. So think about that for a sec. You might do 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down, holding at the top and bottom for a second. Get it? So 2 up, 1 at the top, 2 down, 1 at the bottom. That's 6 seconds. And you need to do 12 reps. That's going to take you, basically just on the 70 seconds, marginally over. 11 reps will be just under. Now if you did that, you will fatigue that muscle, and when it's totally fatigued after 1, 2 or 3 sets, you will find that when you go to sleep that night and that muscle needs to be repaired, it will repair back stronger by increasing its size. So generally speaking, a larger muscle is basically stronger than a shorter muscle. I know smaller muscles. I know there's exceptions to the rule, but generally speaking, if you see 2 people and one guy's got a bigger arm, the other guy's got a smaller arm in bicep size, you could argue that one is basically stronger than the other. Okay? There are exceptions to the rule, I understand that, but generally speaking. Now, if your goal is to increase endurance, so in other words, let's say you're doing chin-ups and you want to be able to do 15 chin-ups and not 6 like you do now, you need to increase the endurance of that muscle. That muscle must be able to lift you for a longer period of time. Therefore, your reps must be at around 15 and up. Again, 70 seconds is the maximum time. So if you do 70 divided by 15, that gives you 4.6 seconds a rep. Let's call it 5. So that could be 1 second up, 1 at the top, 2 down, 1 at the bottom. Get it? 1 up, 1 at the top, 2 down, 1 at the bottom. That's 5 seconds. Right? If you did 15 of those, you're there. Now you might not be able to do your body weight, so don't use your body weight. You need to use a cable machine of some type. Now if you look at one of my workouts, I actually do that. I use a cable, I use less than my body weight, and I do a series of reps. So let the reps dictate the weight. Okay? So if you did that exercise for 15 reps, you would build endurance, the ability to produce power over a period of time. Okay? If you want absolute and total strength, right? So you want to be able to push something that's really heavy. So someone has a go, they can't do it, you have a go, and you can do it. The only way you can do that is, again, the same principle. You want to pick a weight that helps you fatigue in a very short period of time, right? And of course, you should only be doing up to about 5 reps. So think about that for a sec, right? 70 seconds and 5 reps. What does that work out to? Wow. So let's do 70 divided by 5. That takes us down to 14 reps. That's a lot, huh? 14 seconds within the rep. So think about that. A perfect example would be a squat. Let's say you've got a bar on your back. Let's say you haven't. Let's say you just got your body weight. And this is what you should try, guys. Just your body weight. Forget about adding weights. Use your body first. If you can't do it with your body, do not add weights. Okay, so assuming you just have just a basic bar to keep your posture nice and straight, okay? And what did we say? We said 14 seconds. So let's say we did 7 seconds down. So 7 seconds on the way down. You hold for, let's say, 5. So 7 and 5 is 12. 1 up, 1 at the top. So 7 down, hold for 5, 1 up, and 1 at the top. How many of those you reckon you can do in perfect form? 7 seconds down, 5 at the bottom, 1 up, 1 at the top. Okay? That's basically it. That'll do 5 reps. At the end of that, believe me, your muscles won't grow necessarily in size, but they will grow in strength. Now, why do I say strength, muscle size, otherwise known as hypertrophy, and also endurance? Okay, because when you do a workout, you get used to the movement. Your body adapts really quick. You should not do more than 6 workouts that are basically the same. You need to change. Your body will adapt within that time frame. So therefore, you can change the type of workout that you do. So you might do hypertrophy one day, or muscle size. You might go for strength the other day, or you might go for endurance the next. Alternatively, you might do 6 workouts on just strength, 6 workouts on hypertrophy or muscle size, and 6 workouts on endurance. Welcome to periodization, and that's basically what it is. You think about your training in advance. Don't just turn up there and move stuff. It's not about how much weight you lift. The amount has obviously an impact on the result. But if you can't lift properly and you're not lifting through full range, well, then you're not utilising that muscle through its full range and also every single fibre that's in it. So just to recap, okay?